Black lives don't matter. That's the real message of the Black Lives Matter movement. That the only lives that matter are the black men killed by white people, white police officers. Those rare instances, very rare instances, when that happens, that's when the life matters. We'll step over 1,000 dead bodies. We'll step over 10,000 dead black bodies killed by other black people to find the one resisting criminal suspect allegedly killed by a white police officer and fentanyl. We'll deify, build monuments, change national holidays for that person, and say nothing about Mike Hickmon. You won't hear LeBron James tweeting about Mike Hickmon. You won't hear any of these celebrities tweeting about Mike Hickmon. There won't be a Mike Hickmon hashtag. Maybe someone will pour out some liquor for him, but that'll be as good as it gets. But a former college football player who had dedicated his life to coaching little kids, raising his sons, marrying a black woman, marrying a woman, period. The black thing is irrelevant, but I just mentioned it. This dude, let's ignore him. Let's not talk about him. Let's not talk about the tragedy that befell him, befell his sisters, and befalls thousands of young black people annually. Thousands annually. Let's call that a proximity crime, but if 15 resisting criminals get killed a year by some white man or white police officer, that's an epidemic that must be stopped.
I haven't been able to sleep since that night. And I've been trying to do everything I can to maybe stay busy and everything, what we could have done different, and just, there's a young man right now that's going to grow up in this world without his father. A young lady, he has a daughter that's a freshman. She's on varsity volleyball. He loved to watch his kids play sports. He also was a grandfather. He just had his grandson over there last weekend. And they took this away within minutes.
And so what does justice look like to you?
I mean, to me, justice is, of course, his brother going to jail, of course. Aqib, of course, you should have some type of responsibility to this. I don't know if they're going to put you in jail. I don't know. But, of course, you should definitely have to go to jail. I definitely don't think he should see any more of the NFL's money. Definitely. I feel like every kid that was out there, because he started this, he should, a college fund, he should do something for all of the kids that was out there. Because you started this. It's and you have the resources to do it. We don't have the resources to do it. That's why we're out here trying to help inner city kids do better and not have to resort to violence. But a $70 million man is bringing violence to it. It makes no sense. It makes no sense to me.
I continue to hope that people rally around Ice Cube. But even him is another example. As soon as he said, what's in it for us to vote Democrat? Everybody was calling him a traitor and a sellout. And the other black bourgeoisie sellouts that are really in bed with the real racists tried to take Ice Cube out. They tried to assassinate his character. But here he is, a black-owned business surviving in a sea full of sharks of other corporate people who don't want him to succeed. And the NBA is one of them. I mean, think about the NBA saying black, and I don't want to go off on a tangent, but think about the NBA saying Black Lives Matter. Think about the NBA saying Black Lives Matter, but behind the scenes, they want to sabotage a league that services the retired black players. I mean, you know, this is the overlay for the underlay. This is the bait and switch. These are the manipulation tactics that are played in the public relations of a chameleonic organization like the NBA. Adam Silver, Mark Tatum, all of them are globalists. They're sellouts. They're shills for the CCP. And at bottom, they're really racist.
The problem that you may see, though, now, why it is seeming prolonged, is because, especially in the black community, we call that authentic. So if Aqib Talib, for example, if he comes in, he plays his position well, he's tough and hard-nosed, et cetera, yeah, that's good. But if he roughs up a guy after the play, now that's a real one right there. Well, is it real? Is that really the reality that we want our next generation to live through? And I'm speaking from experience. Growing up in poverty, you're looking at, man, I'm eating, bologna and crackers. I'm eating, ramen noodles. And this guy is living the life. Like, that's, man. And so to some degree, you've got kids that take that path. There are kids that take a slightly different path into athletics. How many athletes do we hear now that, man, this was what got me out of the hood? And sometimes athletics and the skills and leadership that it teaches, it does do that. But here's the problem. It takes you out of the hood, but it doesn't take the hood out of you.
Players from both sides were enjoying a little nay-nay there.
And again, the reason why I love that video, that's not inner city, that's not all black football teams. That seemed to be a group of suburban, a mixture of black and white kids. And as soon as they hear the song, the music, they start doing the whip and the nay-nay. The little white woman broadcast, she knows what they're doing. Everybody's in on it. We've all been groomed. And it's a natural, instinctive movement or reaction to music being played at a peewee football game. TJ, what goes through your mind? You're on the street, you're driving your car, someone pulls up next to you, and the next thing you know, you hear MF, N-word this, N-word that. What goes through your mind?
That guy's as stupid as I used to be. I used to do it. I was the guy, seriously, I remember specific moments in college. Remember that song, Throw It Up by Lil Jon?
Yeah.
It's wannabe gangster for me, I'm saying. Where you're throwing up your signs of where you're from and all that. I remember having subwoofers in the back of my car, blaring that with the windows down, driving around the campus at Mizzou. I was that idiot, right? So I'm like, that guy's just as stupid as I was. He'll grow out of it. Because now, it was a 5-hour drive to get here from St. Louis. I'm listening and studying the lyrics to It Is Well With My Soul and what that guy was going through. It's like, you mature out of that. But the problem is we were given that. And it's not like I was even going to football practice. I was just driving around campus with a buddy, and we just left an accounting class, and that's what we're doing. So it's idiotic, but I was just as idiotic as the next guy.
There's an old saying, there are no coincidences in life. And I'm with you. The judge could have easily said, you know what, that's much too lenient or whatever. We're going to double it to 12. And I'm thinking, okay, I can understand. When I first heard 11, I didn't really know about the schedule. I just said 11. I wonder if the judge said, you know what, let's go 10. Nice square number. And I wonder if Goodell said, psst, that 11th game here. Look, NFL is a football show. Here it might be a freak show, but still a television show. And for the most part, any game involving the Houston Texans, and look, we know the Browns without their starting quarterback, like most other clubs, they're probably going to struggle. So there is a very, very good chance that both teams may come into that game 3-7 or 4-6 or worse. So if that was the case, and let's say they played just under normal circumstances, you and I would maybe watch that on NFL Red Zone whenever they scored, and that's it.
If he's full of shit, please don't acquit. Sean Puffy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Brother Love Combs is guilty, guilty, guilty. I rest my case.
I've heard your case, but I do think you left off one of his biggest crimes. And this is why I am going to add him to the FBI most wanted list. that Ciroc vodka or tequila that he put out was trash and garbage. You left that off, and that's probably why R&B singers probably been drinking too much Ciroc, and that's why they can't sing, because that was garbage. Is Ciroc still out? Have you ever had Ciroc? It's garbage.
It is still out.
And
it's not one of my favorites. You're right, Your Honor.
And he started this trend. Every black celebrity now puts out their own line of vodka or tequila, and Puffy started that mess. Guilty is charged, added to the FBI most wanted list. Puff Daddy, we're coming for you.